Okay, well, we are at the shop this morning. It is a shop day. We're gonna head in. I've got so much stuff piling up and I feel like I really just need to keep chiseling away at it. And I'm starting to feel a little overwhelmed with it all. I know that's crazy. I don't usually get overwhelmed, but I'm feeling overwhelmed. So I need to tackle the stuff that I have here in the shop. And I figured we would do some of that today just to, put my mind at ease a little bit and, kind of alleviate some of these feelings of being overwhelmed. So let's do it. Here we go. And here we are at the shop. All right, so this is what I'm working with today. I think I'm going to try to tackle the Waterford because the Waterford has just been sitting there for quite a while. In total, I think I have like $800 worth of Waterford, and it's all scattered over on those shelves and here, and it takes up a lot of space. And I feel like when I'm overwhelmed, the best thing for me to do with my inventory is to list the big things and the stuff that takes up space, like the Waterford and possibly those glasses over there. But before we do that, I'm going to wheel this back to the shelves in the back because Andrew has been looking for some of this. He's like, where is this? I'm like, oh, well, it's still on the cart. I haven't put it on the shelves yet. So he's having a hard time locating stuff. So I have to bring all of this back to the shelf and unload this cart, and then we will get started. Just like that, the cart is clear and ready for a fresh round of listings. So this is everything that Shelby has processed. She's taken off tags, she's cleaned it. So this is kind of where I go to first to grab stuff for listing. And then over here is where, we first bring the stuff in. It's still in boxes, still in bags, needs to be processed. These are all empty, they're just sitting here, but those are boxes that I got the other day from Burning Bridge. This one is Toll Booth. And there's some Goodwill stuff. I don't think Shelby was in this week, but hopefully next week she can start working on this stuff. I have no shortage of things to list, so it's not like I'm like, oh no, that needs to be processed. But yeah, we've got a lot of stuff. Okay, well, I tackled quite a bit. I know it doesn't really look like it, but I have. It's all on this cart right here. This is everything that I just took pictures of. And what I do is I snap all the pictures while I'm here at the shop. I have them on my phone, and then when I'm at home and I'm sitting in front of the TV with the kids, watching their silly YouTube shows, I list stuff. And so when I've showed my listing process before and how I go about it, but when I'm taking photos of stuff, like I'll point to the damage so that when I'm finally sitting down, I don't forget about it. I'm like, oh, I'm pointing at something there. What could it be? Oh, it's a chip. So that's kind of how I go about it. And like I said, I wanted to list some of the larger stuff. So down here I have plates and the purses that I was really reluctant to list because I don't know purses very well and they're intimidating, but I still bought them. So I really need to move those along. Here's another big plate, obviously a little bit of Murano. Over here, I listed these two bowls that I was putting off again because I'm not really familiar with them. I don't know them very well, and so that's intimidating to me, and I have a tendency to put those things off, and they pile up. So now that I've filled this cart, I'm going to move on, and I'm going to start listing the Waterford because that is like, I will feel so much better once that is listed. I have to list this obviously, but I'm going to wheel my cart over back to the table and I'm going to start loading up on Waterford. So I'm probably going to end up listing this to auction because I have one piece of Waterford that's just been sitting for the longest time. I would typically do them at auction, and then I just decided I'll list this piece, buy it now, and I never went anywhere. So now I'm going to switch back, and we are going to do some auctions on this Waterford. I think I have 6 of these. And I'm not real familiar with this pattern. I think you guys told me what it was the last time I showed it. The most common pattern I find is the Lismore pattern, and I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but I know that these ones are Lismore. And that's the most common. I mean, all of these are that same pattern. For some reason, that's really the only pattern I've come across up until now. I think I'm going to do sets of 6 and then have a few left over. That seems like the best bet. There we have it. I believe these are brandy snifters. These are goblets. I'm assuming these are goblets as well. They're a little bit different shaped. I think these are like sherry or cordials. That's my best guess. As someone who doesn't really drink liquor, I'm just throwing it out there. So I've found that taking photos of the Waterford is better in the black photo box that we have here. Unfortunately, it's much smaller than the larger one, and the black background in the larger one is too scratched to use. That's why we always have white in this one and black in this one. And I've toyed with the idea of getting a second giant box with a black background, but for now, this is what we have to work with. So I'm going to try to snap some pictures of these guys. I've got some hot water running over here. I'm going to fill this sink with hot water, and then I'm going to soak the candle wick that I bought the other day. That helps loosen in the stickers and the tape and all of that. And then I can get that processed and get that listed and out of my head and out of my mind and onto eBay. This is the bag where the candle wick is. I'm pretty sure it's at the bottom. Here is this guy. Stick him in here. And in theory, the tape should just come right off, and it's really nice. Sure enough, it slides right off. So I'm gonna set these up here. And then we're gonna stick these guys in the back. And I think I have a few more stacks of those. While these are all soaking, I'm gonna go back to doing the Waterford, and then I will return. This guy also has a chip. I might try selling a chipped lot. I don't know how that works. That guy looks to be in good shape, so he can go over to be listed. Okay. All of the Waterford is now photographed. Well, the stuff on the cart. There's still more, obviously. But I'm feeling good about this. Now I need to tackle these guys over here. These have been here for quite a while. I just sold a set, one of the larger sets. These are the smaller ones. There's all different sizes of these. But I think I'm going to get some of these listed as well while we're working on the stemware and the stuff that I've avoided. All right, so one of the last steps to getting all of this truly listed is to go over to the sink and check to see how many ounces each one holds, because I like to include that in the listing. You guys thought my Goodwill cart was scary. How about this? Am I right? So to check the ounces, what I do is I just fill it with water all the way to the top. And then I have this here, and make sure it's empty. I'm just gonna dump the water into there. Once I've dumped the water out, I'm going to just snap a picture of this so that I know this is how much it holds. However, it'll hold, 12 ounces comfortably, and that's what I'll put in the listing. And I'm going to repeat the process with every single piece I have here. Now, as you can see, after soaking these in warm water, the tape just came right off, which is nice, but it really only works for pottery and glass because some things you can't soak. So I'm gonna get some scissors and cut this off. Okay, so there it is. All of the candle wick is nice and clean. I even wiped it down with some dish soap. And now they just have to dry. In the meantime, I'm going to bathe my Fiesta plates. Those are right here. Into the bath you go. So before any of these get broken, I'm going to push these all back to the listed shelves in the back and try to get them out on the shelves. So for those of you who have not seen our listed shelves before, this is everything that is either listed or photographed and ready to be listed. A lot of these items are buy it now. We have them color coordinated for the most part. Most of the figurines, however, live right here. Paperweights live down there. There are some items I'm noticing that I thought sold and maybe they didn't get paid for, like this guy here. That definitely sold. I'm coming down here. Yes, I'm gonna have to investigate that. There's a lot of stuff that, people bid on and they forgot that they've bid on it, and then they don't pay for it, and I have to open and close an unpaid item case and then relist it. So whenever you see relisted items, that's usually the case. Either that or, somebody wants to cancel it. Yeah, I definitely sold that. I don't know why it's still here, except that it probably didn't get paid for. So anyway, here are our 2 clear shelves. This is where we put most of the clear glass and obviously milk glass. So I'm going to try to make room on here so that I can add all these goblets. Since they're going to be auctioned, they're only going to be on the shelves for about 6 or 7 days, 5 days for the auction to complete, and then a day or 2 for us to get them shipped. Our shipping is set to 3 days, so that we can juggle around our schedules with the baby and whatnot. So I'm gonna scooch some stuff and then get it all unloaded on the shelves. And now they will live here until they sell. So here's something fun and kind of interesting. I'm getting ready to list this bowl that I've had for quite some time. And I'm noticing that when I go to take a picture of it, I don't know if it'll pick up on camera, it shows blue. It shows blue on camera and purple in real life. Oh, it's so weird. All right, I'll just have to include in the listing that it is in fact purple. Well, I'm feeling like I got a lot accomplished today as far as listing goes. So now I'm going to switch gears and I'm going to start pricing again for the booth. Today is Sunday, and Andrew and I planned on doing the booth rehaul either Monday or Tuesday. So I do have a few boxes stacked over here that you guys hung out with me the other day and we priced together, but I feel like we need more. So we're going to continue pricing stuff for the booths and the rehaul, and a lot of you expressed interest in actually like seeing us through that process. So we're definitely going to take you guys to the booth and show you what we're doing. So let's price some stuff for the booth. Here we go. So this right here is the pile of stuff that I priced with you guys the other day. I do have to dig through here. Before we get to pricing stuff for the booth, I wanted to show you guys this awesome lamp I picked up the other. It looks like an alien, doesn't it? I think it's Italian. Is there alien people? Well, the one on the other side is. He's got antennas, look. Oh boy, let's see if it's marked. So it's actually marked here. It's Fortune Lamp Company, patent pending. Crazy alien lamp that might have to go over into the booth. I don't think that's a shippable item. Here are the shelving units that we got the other day. They are kind of small, but I think we paid like no more than 30 bucks for them, and we could fit a lot of knickknacks and stuff on that. They don't have to be the prettiest because they're going to be covered in merchandise. There's also a little one down there. I thought he was bigger too. Look at him. Goodness. Very nice though. I like it. So I've put stuff on the table that I need to price that I'm going to put over into either Carlisle Antique Mall or Bedford Street Antiques. You've probably seen some of this stuff in videos. I think I got this at the Goodwill. These were from the Goodwill. Some of it was auction winnings, but it's just kind of like a mix of things. I was trying to find smaller pieces, but every time I look at a smaller piece, my mind goes right to, I could probably sell this for more on eBay. And so it's kind of a struggle picking things to put in the booth. But the way I like to think of it is, if it doesn't sell in the booth, I could just list it on eBay down the road. So, yes, I'm going to get this stuff listed. I kind of walked you guys through the process the other day. There's an app that I use. I just plug it in, and then I populate the labels, stick the labels on, and go from there. This actually probably needs to be cleaned. Kind of dirty. That came right out of an auction box and went on the shelves. This plate down here, I wasn't sure if this was Campare. Let's see. I don't know. It kind of looks like it might be, but at the same time, it's not marked on the back. It definitely has some age, though. You can see all the crazing and the coloring on there. So we have the shell. This is faux ivory, but I just didn't feel like that going through the hassle of trying to list it on eBay, because anytime you put ivory in the title, even if it's faux ivory, it tries to kick it back. So I'm just gonna sell that through the booth, and we'll go from there. Well, I've had these bad boys hanging out in my office. After I bought them and realized that they were too big to ship, they've kind of just been hiding in there. And what I like about them is they have these figural foo dogs around the edge. and birds, and I'll try to tip it to show you the back mark. You can see there are characters there on the bottom. I'm not sure how old these are, but I did purchase them from auction thinking that they were like little vases, and then I got them and I'm like, whoa. They're very heavy, and I just wouldn't feel comfortable shipping them, so I think I am going to price these for the booth. And here is everything else that I've kind of gone through. I didn't quite get through it all, but I figured I got most of it. I decided to include this picture set in the booth for now. And I was looking up some of these planters. This one actually sells really well. I didn't expect. I was going to price it at like 28 bucks, and then I looked it up, and like a 4-inch one sold for about 24. So I was like, okay, well this one's a little bit bigger. I could expect probably more than that. And that is McCoy. This one is Hager. That one over there I think is McCoy. Quite a few planters lurking around. But I think I got through a lot today. There we go. So I started digging through random boxes that we had here at the shop, and I found a few more items that I'm going to put in the booth, this being one of them. I believe that's just a little boudoir lamp. There's no markings or signatures on it. But then also this camel, which is carved from wood and hand painted. This chalet or Lorraine glass dish, I purchased this, I think it was $64, and my intention was to sell it on eBay, but it's just too long. It's too long. So Andrew was like, that's not a good idea. So I decided to put this in the booth. Here's an EAPG pitcher, an old baby bottle, the elves, and then this resin Cocker Spaniel. So I'm not really sure when I came into acquiring these pieces, but they were in a box, and I thought those could go to the booth. So I've been here for about 5 hours now. I've been here 5 hours. I took a bunch of photographs, so in the next few days I'll be uploading all of those listings into eBay. First step is photographs, and I got through that, so I feel really good about it. I'll give you guys a peek at the shelves before I completely end this video to show you the progress that I made. I also have 2 additional boxes to bring over to the booth either on Monday or Tuesday, so I'm chipping away at it slowly but surely in my spare time. So I did make a little bit of progress. I also added some stuff to the shelves, so that doesn't help very much. I pulled out some more of our Christmas stuff because, as I've mentioned, I'm going to be launching a bunch of Christmas items starting on July 15th, 2022. The year is 2022, just in case you're watching this a year from now. So I'm going to be launching a bunch of Christmas items just to start clearing them out because I have too many. And I've been storing them away for Christmas time, and I finally just decided, you know what? It's time to let those go. So, yeah, I feel better about this. I feel better, but obviously I have a long way to go, and it is overwhelming. I think that shopping is the most fun part of reselling, and it's really easy to fall into that trap of like shopping and shopping and shopping, and then I'll get around to listing, and then not getting around to listing, and that becomes a serious issue because then you end up with a 3rd floor or a barn just stuffed full of stuff, or a shop that was originally supposed to be a shop and is now a warehouse. So yeah, I need to stay ahead of it, otherwise I start feeling a certain way. So we made progress today. I got the Waterford done. That was one of my goals, and I got a lot of the larger items, the dishware, the plates, that stuff. So I'm gonna move on from now. I'm gonna go home. I'm done. I'm gonna go home. The kids are swimming with my parent. They're swimming at my parents' house today, and so they'll be home within the next 20 minutes. So it's time to go home. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see all of you tomorrow. So long. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. In case you spotted something you just can't live without, we do post 25 to 30 new items in our eBay shop every single day, and I've posted a link to that down in the description.